All right, guys, Brandon Boyd here. I wanted to talk about Taxbot and the power of having your own home-based business, guys. I don't know if you know how critical it is to have a business. Even if you don't make money in Wake Up Now or any other network marketing business or any other kind of business, it's important to have a business because of the deductions. And some people will say, yeah, but you got to make a profit. No, you got to be in pursuit of a profit. So the first thing I want to say is I'm not a CPA, okay? I'm not a tax accountant or anything like that. But what I'm going to be giving you is some information that I've gathered over time, as well as from CPAs and experts like Sandy Botkin and things like that. So I want to share these things with you in a presentation that I've put together, just so that as you use TaxBot and you have your own home-based business, you can see truly how powerful this really is. But the first question is why? Why have a business? Number one, freedom. 87% of people hate their job. It didn't say they dislike, it said they hate their job. 35% increase Monday morning between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. People going to jobs that are making them sick. Number two, you can travel when you want instead of when the boss tells you you can go. Three, tax deductions. As a business owner, you get up to 450 tax deductions that are available to you that a W 2 employee doesn't get. Do you know that you have as many deductions available to you as Microsoft does, as eBay does, as Apple does? Yet they have the buildings, the lease, they have to hire, fire, and train all these people and deal with lawsuits and all this kind of stuff. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have the overhead. Okay. Number four, reason why to have a business, passion. You can do something that you're truly passionate about. One of the reasons why people hate their job is they're doing things that they don't even like. They have no passion for it. Number five, you can supply jobs, which helps the economy. Okay, providing more jobs for people and security and things like that. So these are just some of the reasons why to have a business in general. What I'm specifically going to be talking about is a home-based business because the overhead is so much lower. The first thing is, guys, deductions. When I'm talking about tax deductions, these are like a grant, like a school grant. You never have to pay them back to the government. Okay? They are cash flow that you never have to pay back. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? Okay? Products and packages that you buy, like let's say, for example, as a part of Wake Up Now, that you were to buy the Platinum package, the Explorer package, and things like that. Those products and packages that you buy can be 100% tax deductible. And the reason why I say that I can is I don't make a guarantee. Okay. For example, you got to make sure that you're actually a business owner, not just a customer, but you've now got overhead in your business. Your overhead, you're buying products that you're selling to other people, you're using for yourself, or whatever the case may be. That's overhead for your business, tools and things like that, to whether you're buying DVDs or magazines or whatever it is that you have for your business. These things become tax deductible as part of your monthly subscription. Okay. The other thing is when you look at TaxBot, TaxBot is really a tool in education which saves the maximum amount of money in the shortest amount of time. For example, Sandy Botkin gives an example on one of his videos that he says that for the average hour that you use TaxBot, because it only takes like, a minute or two to put in a transaction, the average person that uses TaxBot will have about $1,200 in deductions per hour of use. 1,200. Okay, those are deductions that you are not getting right now in your job. Now, some people may say, yeah, but those are deductions that maybe you wouldn't have had if you just had a job. That's not true. How many of you have internet? How many of you have a cell phone? How many of you have a house? Okay, the point is that probably 50% of what you're using in your life right now could also become a tax deduction that you're not getting right now as a W 2 employee. The other thing is only 4% of Americans can retire. And with TaxBot, I believe we can get people to that 4%. Think of that. Why is it that only 4% can retire? I believe it's for two reasons. Number one, they have paid too much interest over the years. They can't afford to retire. Number two is they've paid too much in taxes. We're working so hard, but the harder we work, the more money we make, the harder we get taxed. Okay, it's one of the reasons why people truly can't retire. They have to live off family and other people. Just if they try and live off Social Security, that's really 30% of 100% of the income that you couldn't live on in the first place. So they're having to rely on other people once they get older, so they can't truly retire. They don't really have the golden years. There's not really that security there that they were thinking. So here's an example scenario. Okay, And I believe that this is a very good breakdown. Take a dollar and let's double it every single year. Okay? At the end of 20 years, you'd have $1,048,000. So you think that's pretty good. Not bad, right? But that same dollar, guys, this is without inflation and deflation, okay? Taxed at 35%, that same dollar, it equals $22,000 instead of 1,048,000. Do you see the compound effect? This is the reason why people can't retire. All right. Taxbot is like having a 45% cashback card because you have a business. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's say that I went to Best Buy and I bought myself a new computer and I'm using it for my business. And now what does that mean? That's a tax deduction. So that's like having a cashback card because now if that computer were to cost $1,000, I can deduct that thousand or record that thousand and I'm going to get a percentage deduction, whether that's 10%, 15%, 20% or more. I get a tax deduction. Now, what does that mean? I want to make sure and explain this. If you make $100,000 a year and you have $30,000 in deductions, what am I going to get taxed on? 100,000 or 70? Because 100,000 by 30 is 70, right? The answer is you're going to get taxed on 70,000, which what does that mean? You're getting taxed on less money. So you still made the 100, but you're getting taxed on 70, not 100. Okay, because of those deductions that you have. That's powerful. So another question that I get a lot is what can I deduct? Well, one of the first things to do is go on Taxbot, click on add expense, and just click on categories. It shows from A to Z everything that you can deduct. Okay. Meals, like if it's a business meal. Okay. Business mileage, entertainment. That could be going to the movies, playing golf, going bowling, whatever it is. Home office. Okay. Kids' college, weddings, medical expenses, travel, and much more. Folks, these are just some examples. These are things that people are doing. They already have people getting married. They already have kids going to college. They already have a home office, yet they're not deducting it. They already travel, yet they don't get any deduction. Okay? Over 48 or 84% of small business owners overpay in taxes. The funny thing is 90% don't believe that they do, but 84% do. What does that mean? It's a lack of education and tools. They don't know what they don't know. That's why they don't have. Because if you knew what you knew, you'd have. To say you know it and not to do it is not to know. Folks, it's a lack of education. It's not having the tools in place. They're trying to do stuff on Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. They don't keep up with it. They're undisciplined. They can't find the receipts. And even if they do find the receipts, they're worn out from their jeans going through the washer. Guys, people aren't organized, right? People aren't disciplined. I'm not being negative. I'm positive. Most people are not organized and most people are not disciplined. This is the tool and education that you need put together by an IRS trainer, a former IRS trainer of 20 years, okay, that you want to make sure and use as your small business tool, okay? And when I say small business, going back to that, I'm talking big business, okay? We're not a small business here, right? We only do big business with your business. So imagine taking a dollar bill and throwing it out the window for every 2 miles that you drive. Think of that. Do you know that that's what you're doing? 56 cents a mile for business in the United States, 23 cents for moving, 14 cents for charity. Guys, this is what people are doing. They're literally taking a dollar bill for every 2 miles they drive and throwing it out the window because those are deductions that they are missing. And I don't care if you're going to your grandma's house, find a client that lives close by and deliver something to them, or go by and do a presentation. Go by and drop off something at the gas station. Let's do everything we can to get those deductions. Now, the one thing that I want to say is just a side note is be honest. Okay? Don't cheat on your taxes. Just be honest. Your job is not to be a CPA. Your job is to track and record those things in TaxBot and let a CPA with your tax report do everything else. Okay? That's your job, but you got to make sure and be honest. Not only just for being ethical and moral, but you know that Jesus is watching you. Okay? So just be honest, folks. Just be truthful in your taxes, right? If you don't have a home office, you're crazy. Absolutely crazy. The average cash deduction per year for a home office is $2,400. $2,400. Folks, I don't care if you're paying rent, if you have a mortgage, do you know that you can have a deduction? You've got utilities and those kind of things, okay? This is huge. This is an example that is based off of a $200,000 home which is the average home in the United States. Okay, $2,400. So, folks, you need to start using Taxbot. I tell people all the time, just because you don't make money in your business doesn't mean that you should quit. The deductions alone are worth the monthly fee. Do you understand that? The deductions alone that you have as a business owner that you record are worth alone the monthly fee. In fact, I talked to an accountant with Wake Up Now, and they said if people truly understood the power of that tool with TaxBot and having their own business, they would never quit this company. Think of that. So when you have people saying, "Oh, I didn't get 3 people," or "I'm not a director 3," or whatever the situation might be, "I'm going to quit." Guys, they're throwing money down the rat hole. Okay? The same goes for one finance with a debt elimination. People are throwing money down the rat hole because they don't know what they don't know, and that's why they don't have. Well, folks, you have it. Now it's time to make the decision to use it and to be consistent with it and see what it does for your life and your business. Folks, if you like this, click like, tag it, share it with others. As always, we'll see you at the top.